How many of you have ever had a disastrous experience while camping? I certainly have. On my second camp out as an 11-year-old Boy Scout, I arrived at the campsite at 9 p.m. and it was pouring down rain. My tent mate and I had absolutely no clue what we were doing when it came to setting up a tent, and all of our stuff got soaked. It was a miserable time. So today, I'm going to show you how to set up a basic two-person tent. After that experience of sleeping, of getting completely soaked, I went out and bought my own tent and figured out exactly how to set it up. So there are three basic steps to setting up this tent. Number one is spreading out the tarp and the tent. Number two is assembling the poles and setting them into the corners. And number three is clipping the tent onto the poles. So starting out, we have our tarp. Now this particular tent I got from REI, which is really nice for a couple of reasons. Number one, it fits the exact size of the tent, so I don't have to worry about the bottom of the tent getting scratched up from rocks or getting wet whenever it rains. Second reason that it's really helpful to have it built in is the fact that it clips into the tent, so I don't have to worry about it sliding out, and I know that the bottom is always protected. Step two, we take our poles, which are awesome because they're magnetic, so they're kind of fun. And all we do with this is fit them into the corner grommets. So there's a grommet on the tent, and there's a grommet on the ground tarp on all four corners. Now, some of you may have set up a tent before, and you are probably familiar with sliding poles through sleeves. Sliding poles through sleeves is one of the banes of my existence. It's terrible because the pole comes apart, it gets caught on the sleeve, it's not a good time. So in this case, I love that it was one of the reasons that I got this tent was because I knew that I wouldn't have to slide any of the poles through sleeves. So after we get this last corner in, there will be one more step to the poles, and that is getting this short pole and lifting up both sides, just like this, sliding this in, bending it over, and we have our tent structure. So step three, all it takes now, because no sleeves, all you have to do is clip on all of the clips onto the tent poles. Now, we are in Arizona, in the desert, and it is extremely hot, and it doesn't really rain. So a possible fourth step could be to put the rain fly on, but I do not think that will be necessary at this time of year. So the very last side over here, and then the last thing will be to clip on the final grommets. Now, you may be wondering, why didn't REI just design the tent in a simple X form and for the poles to just be in an X, spread the tent out, call it a day? Why did they do this extra piece? Well, fancy you should ask. Because these grommets on the sides clip onto the pole and then give you a lot more extra headroom and general room inside the tent. So I believe that setting up a tent is absolutely crucial, and knowing how to setting up a tent is absolutely crucial to having a good time while camping. So today I've showed you how to do that using the three basic steps of spreading out the tarp and the tent, assembling the poles, and clipping the tent onto the poles. Now, never fear, you will never have to spend another night sleeping under the stars. Thank you. Yay!